They say the end of the world will come with fire, or ice, or silence. But what if the true ending is already waiting in the cold? Hidden deep within the Arctic Circle, carved into the permafrost of a remote island in Norway, lies a structure that doesn't belong to any one nation, yet holds the fate of all. It's not a fortress. It's not a weapon. It is a vault. A vault not of money or gold, but of rebirth. A seed vault. Officially, it's called the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, a backup of the Earth's biodiversity. But unofficially, it's something far more unsettling. The entrance stands like a cryptic altar, futuristic, glowing, silent, set against a barren and desolate white tundra. The locals call it the Doomsday Vault. But what most people don't know is this: the vault has already been opened. Not for research, not for science, but because something failed. In 2015, a flood caused by unexpected permafrost melt infiltrated the tunnel. It wasn't supposed to happen. Engineers assured us it was indestructible. But the Earth had other plans. And when the water came in, so did the questions. What kind of insurance fails when it's most needed? What kind of future were they really planning for? Behind thick steel doors and reinforced concrete lies a corridor that seems to stretch into a frozen eternity. There are no guards, no fanfare, just silence, sensors, and secrets. The facility can store over 4.5 million varieties of seeds, frozen in suspended animation. But who decides which seeds matter? Who decides which plants get a second chance after collapse? The Svalbard Vault is not a mere storage facility. It's a biological Noah's Ark, curated not by God, but by corporations, universities, and states. Its largest contributors, not the nations most vulnerable to famine, but those with the most to lose in global control. The United States, Germany, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And among the names on the donor list are companies with ties to genetically modified organisms, patented seeds, and global agricultural monopolies. Why would the very architects of food dependency be the ones preserving its future? Now consider this: if you control the seeds, you control the food. If you control the food, you control the people. In times of global collapse, flood, drought, war, only those with access to the vault's contents will determine what grows and what dies. But what if this vault is not just for emergencies? What if it's for resets? In Norse myth, the world ends with Ragnarok, a collapse followed by rebirth. In Svalbard, it seems Norway has built the modern version of this cycle. Silent, sealed, selective. And when the time comes to begin again, not everyone will be invited to the table. The climate around Svalbard is changing rapidly. Permafrost is melting. Storms are growing fiercer. And yet, the vault remains untouched by politics, unquestioned by the media, protected by silence. There are no international inspections, no transparent audits, just trust and a glowing blue light in the snow. But there's something else nearby. A second facility, lesser known, less photographed. The Arctic World Archive, a separate vault hidden in the same mountain, designed to preserve humanity's digital knowledge, texts, maps, music, algorithms. Seeds in one vault, code in another. A reset button for both biology and civilization. And all under one frozen mountain in Norway. What happens when civilization breaks? When data is wiped, when crops fail, when governments collapse? Who will descend into that Arctic vault, retrieve the blueprint of our past, and decide what parts of us deserve to be reborn? They say Svalbard is neutral. But neutrality is not absence of control. It is the appearance of fairness, cloaking selective preservation. Because in the end, the vault is not just about what we keep, but about what we leave behind. The deeper you look into the Svalbard Vault, the more you realize it's not just about survival. It's about curation. A careful selection of what the future is allowed to remember. Which plants will grow. Which knowledge will be restored. Which truths will be taught. It's not a time capsule. It's a filter. There are rumors, never confirmed, never denied, that encrypted biological archives are housed nearby. Not just plant seeds, but DNA samples. Human genomes. A catalog of the best, the brightest, the selected. It sounds like science fiction, but history has shown us that elites often prepare for catastrophe in ways they never share with the public. Underground shelters, private bunkers, private islands. Why not a genetic vault? And the funding continues. Quietly, steadily, even during wars, pandemics, recessions. While budgets are slashed elsewhere, the vault grows. New deposits, more infrastructure, more secrecy, and nobody asks why. The Arctic conditions that once protected Svalbard are now becoming unstable. Yet instead of relocating or shutting it down, authorities double down. New designs, new protections, as if they know something we don't. As if the clock is ticking. Svalbard is more than a cold mountain. It's a mirror. It reflects a truth we don't want to face, that those with power are not planning to fix the world, they're planning to rebuild it. And that plan doesn't necessarily include everyone. One day, the vault may open its doors not because of disaster, but because it's time. Time to plant. Time to reboot. Time to reshape society according to a manual already written and frozen in the ice. And when that day comes, the question will no longer be what lies beneath Svalbard. The question will be, what comes out? Because maybe the real purpose of the vault is not to preserve life, but to rewrite it.